appropriate consultation before making statutory instruments. We want to say that and to remind all the cabinet secretaries in this republic, to remind all the statutory making authorities in this republic, that as a matter of law, they are required to undertake appropriate consultations. When the public and the nation is treated to a whole debate on lack of consultation or proper consultation in the making of regulations, that seems to offend Section 4 of the Statutory Instruments Act. And that is why, as a committee, we take it upon ourselves to invite the various stakeholders. We should not have been having these stakeholders seated here with us today. They should have had proper consultations with the various, with the statutory, the regulation making authority. But in this case, we have had these stakeholders today. We will be able to invite the Cabinet Secretary in charge of education. We are going to invite the Teacher Service Commission so that we are able to engage with them, understand how they came up with these regulations. At the end of the day, we have an option of one, adopting these regulations as a Senate committee, or we have the other option of annulling these regulations. And that process and that decision will be arrived at once we have engaged also with the CS, with the TSC, and any other relevant stakeholder. But as a matter of fact, we want to remind all the cabinet secretaries, because this is a challenge that we have faced as a committee, that on several occasions, cabinet secretaries given the responsibility to develop regulations. Either one, they do not carry out proper consultations with the various stakeholders, or two, they fail to publish, and sometimes they even fail to forward these regulations to the Senate and to the National Assembly for scrutiny. So we want to draw the executive and any other institution or authority given the responsibility to carry out or to make regulations, that they must adhere, one, to the Constitution of Kenya, two, to the Parent Act, and three, to the Statutory Instruments Act, in ensuring that we are able to run this country smoothly. We do not want to witness any disruption of learning in our schools. We do not expect to see chaos and confusion within the education sector. And that has to be addressed through a consultative process that leads to a consensus on some of the issues that have been done. And I think the Constitution clearly stipulates on the element and principle of public participation. If you are a regulation-making authority, you must be able to map out, accurately map out your stakeholders. We have met with the head teachers today, and in their own submissions, this is the first time they are coming face-to-face with these regulations. Yes. Then you ask yourself, who did the cabinet secretary consult, especially on issues touching on head teachers on these regulations? We also are aware that there are many busybodies in this country masquerading as parents